Hello, listeners. Welcome to the Dream Stream of Consciousness. I am Yiskah Cook,
And I am Ellen Ronis.
and we're here to do dream work on our recent dreams. Hello,
Hello.
buddy, as my dear one who follows my dream life for many
Same,
years.
same to you.
Mhm.
So good. So good to have dream friends that
It
you talk
really is.
about.
It really
Yeah,
is.
really important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I have a dream, but
good.
I need to go first. You're welcome to go first.
Um, Either which way
Please do.
or which way. Okay, sure. I'll go. I had two dreams, but I think I'll share the one that was about a week ago.
Mm.
Let me just um okay. So I'm in a theater and I'm with Tim, my ex-husband, who has now passed. Um, and the show was sort of a combination of a movie and live theater, which was really cool and interesting. There was some kind of a conversation with Tim that told me, I don't remember like the words or how it was, but it told me that he wanted to be with me. Um, but he started to kind of act like that aloof way that he could do. And then all of a sudden he sort of left, like when the show was over, he just kind of got up and left. And I was like, and then my a friend of mine, an old friend from Brooklyn, who is still a friend, many years, maybe 30 years or something. We've been friends, and he was in the theater, and the feeling was like I could go with him, that I could go with him, my friend, not Tim.
Right.
Um, See if there's any that might have just been it. Could have gone with him. Oh, but I was holding out. I was holding out. So I was like standing in front of the theater, and
Okay.
Bruce had been sitting in, and my friend had been sitting in another place. And
Yes.
I, I, he was like available, for me to kind
Yes.
of go out with. But I was kind of standing in front of the theater waiting to see if Tim would show up, and I was so sad because he didn't. And
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
and. It's funny. I wrote here that I wish he would come to me in a dream to give me love and let me go in love.
When did you write that?
I wrote that right as I was writing the dream.
Oh my
So I
goodness.
was still in like,
Yeah. That's
in the
like, yeah,
dreaming, like
beautiful.
because for those who've been listening, and certainly
Yes.
you gonna know that he has come up so much in dreams, particularly since we've been not together for many years, and he
And
comes.
just to remind our listeners, he was a very powerful man, a dream worker also.
He
And
was.
that's how we all met to begin
That,
with.
that's right.
And so that's very powerful. I believe it's powerful, the dreams that you have about him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the dreams are always interesting and different. Like they come,
Right.
he looks different, he feels different, different things. And I
Hmm.
just thought that was interesting. He hasn't been coming through in dreams so much,
Right.
in the
That's
past,
right.
I don't know, months or whatever. So I just found it interesting that he came there, and then my feeling was like for God's sakes already, can you just come to me once, like let me know that you did love me, that you still do love me, that I'm lovable. Not that that's his job, but and
Right.
just send me off in love so I can stop dreaming about you and having to process it, this already.
Mm,
That was the feeling.
I,
That was
I like it. I want to say, well, can I just jump right to projection?
just jump right in. I
Jump
don't
it.
need all those other, the
I know.
questions.
We've been doing dream work together so long. You just
Exactly.
cry at me if you need to. So all I was going to say is I I tend to think in my own dreams, but also seeing other people's dreams in dream groups, it seems to me that when people dream in black and white or watching a black and white television, it's often about past, about memories, about past.
Hmm.
And whereas color TV would be like in living color, you know? And so I was thinking the screen image for me, I didn't know if it was black and white or color, but to me that was the past. And then the Broadway presentation, for me that was like the present, like the living. It's just what I was feeling when you were showing the dream.
Hmm. Okay, that's interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so did Tim leave before the credits?
Um, I don't remember how it ended or how it was. It was really like a weird thing of live theater in a movie. So it was like a big screen, and then people would sort of pop out of the screen and do a live thing. It was very
Hmm.
cool, actually.
Kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Yeah,
you
something
know?
like that. Something like that. Totally remember that.
Oh,
No, I
interesting.
don't really, all I know is it felt like the end of the play, of the show. So I don't really know, and I don't, I think it was in color the whole, I mean, I think it was like live, like it felt live. It didn't feel in black and white. But the idea of shift.
Oh, pardon me. Was
Mhm.
the was it like watching something on a big TV that you can't see on the stage? You know what I
No,
mean?
it was like you're in a movie theater. And there's a big movie screen,
Okay, yeah,
and there's also a stage right in front of it. And
I
so there
love
was
it.
back and forth between, like it was almost as if people were popping out of the screen and doing something live, and then it would go
Oh,
back into the.
that reminds me of, did you ever see the movie The Purple Rose of Cairo, Woody Allen?
I don't think I saw that movie
It's
actually.
like that with people coming out of the screen.
Uh-huh.
Coming back in.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty cool concept.
So
Pretty creative.
cool.
Yeah. But don't get um, past, future, present. It feels a little more like what? Like real and not real, kind of, or
Yes.
I don't know, something like that. Like
Which one being which?
well, probably the live theater is more like in the
Mhm,
flesh kind of thing.
mhm.
And, a film is something that's more frozen, frozen in film kind
Yeah.
of.
Yes.
Um, that's kind of an interesting, I don't know what, I'm not getting like, oh, that means this right now, but
Right.
it's an interesting thing to explore,
Mm.
what that could mean. Something that's,
Yes, that's why I'm thinking if this is my dream and these are my life experiences, it seems like, well, anything we could watch, like home movies or whatever, that's frozen in the past. We can
Mhm,
watch it and be present with it. But whereas live theater, that's with living, breathing people,
mhm.
in the present moment,
Right, right.
aura right now.
Right, it's very alive. It's very alive. Where something on film is like something that has already happened and it's done.
Yes.
It's always going to be the way it is. It's always going to
Hmm.
show the way it shows.
Hmm.
Kind of interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
as a theme. Um,
What would you like to know from this dream?
yeah, I guess that, what I had said here was, wondering why is Tim coming again? Like, like
Now.
there's nothing left to process it. I mean, maybe there is, there's always more,
Mhm.
another level, but what is this? Yeah, what is he,
Yeah.
and what am
I-
I supposed to know and feel and think about it? Because, the feeling was he was wanting to be with me. Like he actually wanted to, whatever, be with me.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and, and, and then he sort of disappeared.
Well, I feel, well, however you wrote it down, right after you wrote down the dream,
Hmm.
so beautiful. And that just said it all. And I felt like, okay, on to the next. It's like that is, I think, the dream message. At least that would be for me. Can you read that again?
The last part.
At the end of the dream, you
Yeah.
wrote, yeah,
Yeah, I was holding out to see if Tim would show up, and I felt so sad and wish that he had come to be in a dream to give me love and let me go in love.
that's what it felt like to me. He came, he wanted to be with me, he gave me love, and then when it was over, he left. He let me
Right.
go.
Right.
Also
Maybe we could
in
do
the
that.
love.
Yes. Like it's funny. Like I'm wishing that he would just once and for all just come and do that. But maybe I'm looking for it and it looks like a certain way. And
Oh, it
maybe
feels
that,
like that's what Dreamer maybe was asking for. And it feels like that's
yeah.
anyway, that's the energy that I am feeling.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. 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 That makes sense. That makes sense. You know, that sometimes we want something and we have a visual, right? It's like I want it, you know, I need a new place to live, and in my mind, looks
Oh,
like a house, you know, it looks like a particular thing, but then something else comes up, another opportunity of a living situation that might, you know, like it just doesn't isn't what I think it looks like, and so maybe that is what it is like he did come to me and was, you know, loving,
mhm.
and then he just left and left me actually with the potential of this friend who I don't have any romantic feelings for, but I love dearly, and we've known
Yeah.
each other
So he
since.
left me in love.
He left me with this, like, you know, loving
Came and
you.
showed me love.
Yeah.
I really,
Like, here, this is a friend who's going to be with you for a long time. Like, he's
and
not
he
going.
left me in love,
Yeah.
with love in my life.
Like, I left, but this person's still here.
That's right. That's right. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Wow. Pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Such a dream as that. I almost feel like, well, I'm glad we did explore because I feel like that was very powerful, our exploration. But a dream like that, it feels like one need not even, take it apart it has like the
Right.
overall feeling
Yeah.
is like,
Yeah. Yeah. There's not much to dig into. I mean, there's
right,
some elements that could be interesting to see what the, you know, what the meaning is,
exactly.
you know, the play versus the,
That,
you know, the
right.
actors versus the screen, you know,
That's
kind of thing. But, um, yeah, it's pretty right there. Yeah. Pretty right there. And I did have another one, but why don't you do yours? And then we can, if we have time, we
okay.
can sound
Um,
okay?
it does.
Okay.
So mine is I'm a guest. I'm going with my three brothers. We're four kids. I'm the only daughter. I have three brothers in this dream, and we're going. I think it's like a dinner party, something. It feels like a relative's house, and
Mhm.
um, and I wrote. I never saw the show Succession. Did you see that? So
Oh,
I never saw it, but I think it's about like family uh backbiting when it comes to inheritance. It had
uh-huh.
that feel to it.
Mm,
Not really. I didn't feel
okay.
Viper like, but
Mhm.
as far as like the old house, and I thought maybe this was an inheritance thing. And so I leave for a little while and I come back and I like a big heavy wooden door and I open the door and Woody Harrelson is standing right here and we hug and it's like some of the best hugs, with like energy flowing heart to heart. And then I was a long time, but then I pulled away and I looked up and then he started kissing me. And that was so this I thought this would be fun for you because I dream about people like that.
Cute.
But but and so I've been doing so that the other thing is I think just prior to going in, I was noticing this wonderful old house is at the bottom of a hill, and that might not be a great thing as far as like water and whatever. So that was just a thought I was having. I thought the house was possibly going to be passed down to someone in the family.
So you thought you had that thought within the dream or after when you woke up?
I don't remember. I think it was after. I
Hmm.
wrote down a couple paragraphs. What happened when I woke up is I woke up and the Woody Harrelson piece was like, what? And 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 then I wanted to figure it all out. And I remembered the four kids, me being the only female. And what I was doing is, I don't know if you have found this, but it's locational. So my head was asleep on the pillow like this, and then I wake up and I'm trying to remember my dream. I have to kind of go back to where my head was,
Hmm.
like in the physical,
Yes. Yeah.
literally,
Yes, I
you
know what you're
know,
saying.
and then I can get other parts of the dream. I know it didn't come before that, but I actually don't know if I was just trying to make sense of it because it
Mhm.
was like an elder family member's house and I was there. I don't
Can you
know,
can you say the first part again? Like it, so it felt like that show, whatever it had that
which I
feeling.
never saw. So
Okay.
it wasn't until I was writing it down and trying to make sense out of it that I was
Mhm.
like, oh, this sounds like the show that friends were telling me about. I never saw it.
Okay, but it felt like a house that was either inherited or that was going to be inherited by
Going to
somebody.
be, it was the house of my,
Hmm.
well, so this is an association.
Hmm.
My great uncle, my father's uncle, Vic, um, I believe it was Vic. He used to have a house, I think in Maine, or maybe it was Connecticut. And it was a big house. And in the attic, he was a train collector. And he had the whole attic was like this train set, and as little kids, we were allowed to go up there and watch, but I don't think we were quite allowed to touch it because we were young. But, and so I was just thinking, oh, it must be there, Uncle Vic's house. I thought I was interested. I'm the only daughter, and I have three brothers. So in waking life, I have a sister, and I
Hmm.
only now have a stepbrother, but we didn't grow up together. It wasn't until our adult years that we became that.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
found that interesting as well.
Were they familiar at all in the like
My brothers,
yeah in the dream? Yeah.
oh,
Like did they seem like familiar faces or
yeah, they did. Yeah. Um,
no, but is somebody familiar as in did they remind you of somebody in waking life?
I mean, when I think about, because I live with a computer and I watch shows and whatever. And I saw a show called The Perfect Couple. I don't know if you saw it. I thought it was good. And and there are three brothers, no sisters. But these guys are lighter haired. The guys in my dream were like dark haired.
Hmm.
They look like maybe they'd be my brothers,
Hmm.
whatever that means. They just
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
familial. Yeah.
Okay. And then what comes next in the dream?
Um, I acknowledge, I recognize I'm there with my three brothers and I go out and I don't know why. And that's when I look behind the house and I see it's at the bottom of a hill. I'm not
Mhm.
sure if that's a great thing for, water. And and then I'm walking back in, probably to talk about that. I don't know if I was. And that's when Woody Harrelson greets me with like a heart hug, like, ah, it's really long and good. And then pulled away, and then we started kissing. I have lots of associations to him, if you want.
Yeah, what are your associations to him?
One of them is one of my home health helpers, my friend Gwyneth. When she lived in Brooklyn, and she's an artist and dancer. When she lived in Brooklyn, I believe it was at one of her friends' apartments or houses that there was a party and she met Woody Harrelson and it wasn't and she said he's the nicest guy, but it wasn't until after I told her this dream she was like, oh yeah, he's just a special light, like I didn't know that until I
Mm.
met him,
Mhm.
and so but I didn't know that before I dreamed this, but I
Uh,
don't care if it comes before or after it all
okay,
feels you know
that's interesting. Yeah.
relevant. And so other things, of course, I've known him. I don't know. Of course, I've known him since Cheers.
Hmm.
You know, I don't remember if I saw Natural Born Killers or if that came before Cheers or after. I recently was looking up his movies, and there's so many movies I loved him in. And what was the third thing? Oh, And so I told you on my bucket list, I want to go, and I think it's in Santa Monica. So not now, not for a long time. I want to go and hang out in the pot shop owned by Woody Harrelson and Bill Maher.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
That's fine. And I want to smoke with both of them.
Mhm.
I do very much.
Doesn't surprise me that Woody Harrelson does that. Bill Maher, that's sort of a little, I don't know why, but I don't know
Bill
why.
Maher, like that's his thing though. Everybody knows he smokes. He
Oh,
jokes
really?
about it
I like that. I
all the
guess.
time. Yeah. Service thing
Mhm.
and and Woody as well, I assume. And so there they own this pot shop together. So I just want to hang out with them. I just want to, I think I need a weekend. I don't want an hour. I'm not looking for an hour. I'm
Mm,
looking for a hang, you
mm.
know?
Okay, well,
But would I take an hour? I maybe could make an hour into a hangout.
okay. Does this have anything to do with the dream?
No, not really. But you knew I was dreaming a lot about Bill Maher. Was I dreaming about him?
But yeah,
I
that's right.
was. We were talking about him. And
Yeah.
and so now I've dreamed about Woody. So now I've dreamed about both of them.
Hmm.
So now
There must be some. I mean, it is interesting, that you have some kind of a connection to them somehow,
I know.
dream world, and they mean something to you in waking life too. They
Yes,
have whatever their characters or who they are or what they present in the world is something interesting for you.
it's interesting. It is.
Um, what else? What else might that mean? Um, was there any like so he gives you this hug and then you're kissing and then that's it, or is there more?
The end. And that was it.
And what was the feeling like the general feeling
Oh,
of?
it was lovely. I mean, not lovely, but really good. It was a good,
And
very
is there anything that
enjoyable.
you're particularly curious about in the dream?
The four brothers, I mean, the three brothers, the four
Huh?
of us.
Yeah,
I am curious about that.
yeah, that is kind of curious. Did they feel like they were there for a reason, like supporting you
We
or?
were all just visiting
Uh-huh.
Dream Uncle Vic,
Mm,
whoever that was.
mm,
And it was weird the way it was laid out because really bad feng shui.
mm,
That the door that opens out to the world also then opens into the dining room. So any energy that's created in the house is going to fly right out the door.
mm,
The other thing that wasn't good is that, well, I don't know that there was a body of water behind the house, but being down the hill, I thought it would collect water.
mm.
So,
Yeah,
so
that seems kind of an interesting
yeah,
item in the dream.
I think so.
Like almost portending some kind of danger or something.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah, something off, about the house and where it's positioned and how it's laid out and
But it also had the feeling like it's been in the family for generations. And so I guess just the changes that with the I can't help but think of climate change because I mean places that in California and obviously this is different, it's fire, not water,
mm,
but people whose homes they grew up in or who were the great great grandparents' homes and
yeah,
um
yeah, it could be some kind of mind
projecting like
mind. Uh,
seeing what's happening in the world.
yeah, yeah, somehow processing something like that. Um, I mean, it certainly could be, but also, right, like that aspect of it. But I do find it interesting that there's like a weird layout, the front door and the back door,
Right.
and whatever the feng shui, and then
Yes.
also the bottom of a hill, which is, you're right, like in feng shui, you don't want that
Oh,
for, obvious reasons, but maybe not obvious, but whatever, for good reasons.
water.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of that, but that just seems, I mean, okay, so if we look at like what does a home represent to you, you know? I mean, you could look at it like that if that feels
Yeah.
significant. Um,
I'm I've downsized a lot. I live
mm,
in an apartment now, not in my home anymore. And though I would love to be a home owner again, I am not looking for that right now. I don't want to pay taxes. I don't want to taxes. That was the thing that kind of chased me out of my home.
oh, really?
I
Yeah.
had because then I was paying so much in taxes, I didn't have enough money for upkeep of the
Uh,
house. And it's like, well, I do need a new roof, but I also have this huge chunk of money I have to pay for taxes. And so I finally, we sold it, and then the woman who bought it, she has it for sale now, but she put a lot of money into it,
mhm,
you know.
mhm.
And so it goes to the next
And so
people.
it's
I hope they will love it as we did.
and it's probably going to cost, several $100,000 more than what you sold it for. I don't know.
True. It's
Okay.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's a whole lot.
It's not twice, but it's up there.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. So the feeling I had at this house is it felt it felt a little musty, but in a comfortable way. It didn't feel moldy,
Mm,
just musty, an old person's home.
mhm,
That smell. And yeah, I don't know, there was no parents. So it went from like the great uncle to the kids. But I
mhm.
didn't have a sense that I was my age because I am seldom my age in a dream. I'm still, in my 20s or something
In a dream.
in the dream. And my brothers were all, I would say 40, being the eldest and lower in ages.
Hmm. Hmm. That's curious. Yeah, the boys. Um,
Boys,
I don't know. I'm having this, it's this total projection.
right?
Like community, like I mean, even though they're your family in the dream, but somehow like of a group of people, and like maybe there's a way in which this house will get refurbished that makes more sense. Like moving forward into the future, that would make more sense. I mean, that is a total projection because those are the things.
No, I'm wowed by what you just said because I think it was on a car ride home from the dentist this morning that I said, I just want to live. Phelan, Malia, my daughter-in-law, is from Hawaii, and
Mhm.
they've been there 6 generations or whatever. And her mom and her mom's husband, they have like a lot of land, but having nothing to do with their land, I want to live in a family compound. I
Yes.
decided recently, like today, in the car ride.
Funny because I literally had two conversations with people today. I mean, it's like quarter after two.
Yeah,
And really rich conversations with two totally different friends,
right.
not in the same community, about that, about like we all need to start to get really creative.
That's
We're all starting to think of how can we be together. You and I have talked
exactly,
about this
exactly.
conversation in my world since, when I was married with a community.
Sure. I know.
It's
It's a
like,
decades-long conversation.
but now it feels like there's a little bit of I don't want to say urgency, but there's definitely more of a push because of our economy, because of this potential presidency, because of potential whatever. We don't know what's coming, and it doesn't
Right.
look like it's going to be good or
Natural
easy.
disasters. That's a big piece of it, I believe.
Yeah, totally. And climate, and I think, how can we survive this? How can we thrive in this? Well, the way most people that I know feel that they can thrive and survive, and more than that, thrive,
Yeah.
to be together, to
Yes.
take care of each other, to not have to pay $2,000 a month in rent or
Yeah,
mortgage,
sure. Right. Exactly.
less, and share
Right.
space.
Because if we do, and I'm in the situation now, when I run out of money,
Mhm.
I run out of money. Wow. And then I can be like so many other older women in this community who, you know, are kind of kicked out of their homes for, unable to pay the rent and find different arrangements. One of those arrangements I strongly feel should be like even a tiny house community
Yeah.
for, I don't feel like I'm elderly yet. When I am older, you know, I would
Mhm.
love to live in a community with, it doesn't have to only be elders,
No,
you
I
know.
mean, I love even the fact, like so one of the women I was talking to is probably a little bit older than me, but also very vibrant, very healthy, active kind of person. And then the other person is another friend of mine who's nearly 20 years younger than me. She's in her mid 40s and or late 40s, whatever. And she's got a 2-year-old daughter. So, it's a whole different thing, but we're
It
all thinking
is.
about the exact same thing. We're all thinking of how can we like pull this in
Yeah.
together, a big house together, or a big piece of property. And this morning, my friend was talking about this particular kind of building technique that I did not know existed. It's super cool. Um, I won't get into the details
I
of
feel
it,
like
but
we're learning. So sorry. I don't mean to talk over you. I feel like we're learning so much from the fires in California because the firemen are giving us very good advice and information of how far back shrubbery or no kindling for however long, and then, don't stack your wood up against your house. Like there's some really smart
oh,
things that we can do living anywhere to
absolutely.
prevent
I
to
mean, I
prevent.
live in a place where there are fires. I live in the
Yeah.
desert. We have fires here. I mean, we don't have
Yes.
them in the heart of Santa Fe, but we have them close enough. And we're
Mhm.
all starting to be like, okay, let's pack our to-go bags. And we're not having,
Exactly, right? We need our to-go bag.
yeah, like just like
Passports, medicine.
exactly. What would I take? Okay, my Berkey water filter for sure. I feel very safe with that. I feel like wherever I go, I can filter pond scum water.
Oh, okay. What's it called?
Berkey,
Again,
Berkey, Berkey,
Perky with a P.
Berkey,
Okay,
Berkey.
cool.
They're having some problems with their filters right now. Whatever, it's a long story, but they're not.
Okay,
But there are other filters that fit into it, and the filters last for years.
okay. Well, all right. I better
Yeah,
get one. I
yeah,
have
it's
I have a sheehy, a shiwi, sheepy, the kind of thing that a woman can pee into
like
and
in the car or whatever.
gives you a little bit of a spout in a
That
car or on the earth.
comes in handy. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll put that in my to-go bag.
Yeah, right. You're right. Passport and what else? Like I don't own anything, so I don't have any
A phone charger.
phone, computer, and chargers for
Yeah.
sure. I
Mhm.
don't have any paperwork. I don't have any precious. I personally don't have precious things. I mean, I have pottery and stuff. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
Um, I have nothing. I'm looking around. It's like nothing. I have no art that's of any value,
I mean,
really.
I have art on my walls. It's not of any value. I mean, it's valuable to me.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah,
and if it's valuable to you, then it's something that you might want to bring along. Like
I'm not
you
gonna
want to.
bring it. It's too big.
Well, yeah,
At least
that's
not in my to-go bag.
yeah.
In
I
a
have a
go
house.
trailer, I'll put a whole lot more in there.
Right, if you have space. I mean, if I'm going in my Subaru, I have
Right.
my a sleeping pad, you know,
Okay, yes.
sleeping bag and blankets and pillows. So I'm like, I could sleep in there easily and have my water filter and my coffee pot,
Oh, coffee pot. Yes, it's true.
water and
True.
coffee. Good to go.
I mean,
Uh,
you know what? We could make cowboy coffee. I would be fine with that.
sure, but you got to have the coffee, right? You
Exactly. Oh, yeah. So the coffee itself.
got to have something to make it in the pot.
Very good.
Anyway, okay, we're going off onto a tangent,
We
but
are, but I feel like
but
it's
why not?
timely.
Yeah.
This is all that people are. I'm watching so many things on YouTube about the California fires, Thank goodness for the World Central Kitchen, you know.
I love that organization so much. I almost feel like I want to like join them. I want to like go there and
Yeah. Oh, I would really like you to.
I really, if they will, I'm sure that I should find out
They
actually.
did. They did. I just
Did they?
measly, and I don't even want to tuck it down, but I just donated a little bit because I love them so much.
Yeah.
And it says on their page, it's wck.org. and it says they're looking for volunteers.
Oh my goodness. Okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I would definitely consider that.
Yeah, I think that would be
I
amazing.
donate to them too, little bits here and there,
I
but
mean, a little bit, but at least something. I just want to.
I did a birthday thing. On Facebook you can do this birthday, for my birthday this year, I
Oh,
want to do
yes, yes. Oh, to
that
World
was
Central Kitchen. Oh,
that
I love that.
people I just kick quite a few people donated.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a fantastic thing. That because ultimately, like, it has so much value other than the obvious value of being fed, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, no, it's people coming together, cooking with love, cooking with care for the people they will be feeding. It's,
Creating some semblance of normalcy. Like, okay, we're here, we're eating food together, we're cooking. Like that's just like a grounding force, like a sense of some kind of
right.
home and
That's right. 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 Bringing like a home cooked meal
yeah. Oh
to
my God. I'm
people.
talking myself into it. I'm going to call them or
Okay.
call.
So we didn't do both of your dreams, but let's do this again next week.
Yeah, yeah, we don't need to do it. It's fine next
Okay.
time. And yeah, are we good with, is there any other thing? I don't know. I feel for me in my mind about your dream,
Right.
I'm feeling like there's something like curious and kind of like niggling a little bit about the house. I don't know why, about the position of the house, the way the house is, and I don't know why, but
Right. They say when you dream of a house, it could symbolize your own physical body. And I know you don't like the this and that, but
okay.
sure
I'm
to
not.
say that. So I guess my emotions, I guess they are deeper inside of me, or behind, not behind me. I don't think they're not going to be emotional again. I just think they're like maybe deeper,
Mhm,
deeper. This fear that the water would like submerge into
mhm,
the ground, the unyielding ground, and then make a flood maybe. So for me, that's often about my emotions, the
mhm,
water. And
mhm,
yeah, I guess I'm still needing like to continue to realign my body and do my physical therapy exercises. And
mhm,
little by little, I'm manifesting healing, and
mhm.
I've been working towards it as well.
Yeah, good. I love that. And it's nice to have a yummy, delicious hug from a cool person in
Oh
dream.
my gosh, I didn't know how
Yes.
much I needed
It's
that.
almost like I think it's like, how people say your brain doesn't know whether what you think
Yes, yes,
versus actual thing, that they don't know the difference, whether there's
yes,
an actual fire or you're just thinking, oh my God, there's a fire. Like your whole being reacts the same way.
yes,
So I wonder if it's like that it really is the gift of that,
that
that
is.
actually get the whatever it is, the not dopamine, but whatever
It
other
feels like dopamine, that
whatever
kind
the
of a
good
hug.
that happens.
But I did notice, and I didn't say this, that I've become more conscious over the decades that a heart hug, because I think all too often we hug with the right side. That just seems to be, but a heart hug can like the exchange of energy. But I noticed in this dream, it was not that. It was the right side. It still felt like the heart hug.
Right. It's still
So I mean,
exact.
heart is everywhere. A heart is,
Yeah. I
heart
yeah,
chakra. Yeah.
yeah, still delicious. Body to
Delicious.
body, front body.
Delicious.
Really, very healing, very, very healing to have a hug like that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
thank you, Dream Sister.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, that was good. It's good to talk about the Tim thing and be like, okay, thank you and
Yes.
goodbye.
Yes. Beautiful.
Bye. And I
Oh,
think that he's saying that to me too.
I
Like,
think he is. Yes. So I hope our listeners got something out of this. And I wonder, you want to say goodbye, Ellen, my dear?
yeah, I guess just yeah, keep your dream journal by your bed. Write your dreams down. Contemplate them. Talk to your friends about them. those who
Kelly's
can go
rich.
process with you and share
Mm.
dreams. Very valuable, to
It,
what
I
might
agree.
in your life.
Obviously, I agree.
You obviously
You're
do.
right. Yes.
Meaningful and rich and juicy dreams moving forward.
Holamot Metukim.